know, another thing we was talking about the old days. When I first started in 1978, the guy who trained me, he had a few connections, and he gave me some phone numbers, and I would call some of the promoters. Yeah, come up here, you know. And the first time I ever went out of state, I went to Centralia, Illinois, and the promoter there told me, it was on a Saturday. He told me if I could get up there earlier during the day, that he would, you know, see what I made out of, you know, how good I was, stuff like that. Well, when I got up there, they seen how small I was, and they wouldn't use me, you know. But he told me, man, you drove all the way up here, so, you know, if you'll help us tear the ring down tonight and clean up, you know, I'll pay you some money for that, you know. But everybody's here tonight, you know. And they wouldn't use, and I know it, they wouldn't use me because of my size. And come to find out, the gentleman that I worked for was Angelo Papa. A lot of people don't know who Angelo Papa was, but he was the father of Macho Man Randy Savage and Leaping Lanny. And I got to knowing all of them, you know. And back in the day, you know, there were several circuits you could go to. I mean, there was like 30 of them back in the day before cable TV came in. And then it narrowed it down to just a couple. But, yeah, I worked several circuits, and I spent a lot of nights, cold, hot nights, in my car, because, you know, I didn't make the money because I wasn't working. I was just putting the ring up. I was, you know, taking cheers down, and I'll tell you another story. This is God's honest truth. I mean, when you went to a town, when you got there, you looked around to see if they had a city lake or a city pond or something like that, because when the show was over, they wanted to get the ring tore down, cheers put up, building things up for everybody. They in either the armory or the school where it was at wanted you out of the building, so they, you know, go home themselves. Well, a lot of times you didn't have time to take a shower, and I've spent a lot of nights after midnight sneaking out there and jumping in a city pond or a lake or something like that, taking a shower. And when you did finally make enough money to get a motel room, you took a couple towels with you. I'm a thief. Yeah. You take a couple towels, and you take all the bar soap you could, because you don't know when the next time you're going to get a room, so you take that with you. And I had to eat a lot of Bayou sausages and potted beef crackers, a lot of them. And when it was real cold, though, if the big guys, when I say big guys, I'm talking the guys already had a name for themselves, the Ric Flairs, the Lawlers, Hanson Jimmy, and all of them. If they liked you, they would let you come up and stay in the room where it was warm. Now, you had to sleep on the floor. Hell, that's a lot better than sleeping out there in a cold car, you know. That's right. I've done that a lot of nights. Yeah. And guys nowadays, you know, they don't know what it's like to be out on the road trying to do this for a living. And, you know, it costs a lot of people their families, their marriages. I mean, you know, this is a rough business to be in. It's tough.
Very political business.
Yes, it's very tough business to be in. And the guys nowadays have no clue what it takes to be in this business and to make it in this business today, like I had to start, you know. Then finally one night I had an opportunity. Some of the guys didn't show up, so they said, Dave, we're going to let you wrestle. And I wrestled a guy by the name of Motley Crue. Sam, you know him.
I know Motley.
And ever since that night, Paul, you probably heard of him.
Yeah.
And ever since that night that I worked for him, you know, they've seen how I could work, you know, and I might have been small, but I could work. And I didn't have no problem getting bookings in and things got looking up. You know, I spent probably a year and a half sleeping in my car, traveling here and there, you know, having enough gas money to get to the next town, you know. But and if I had to do it, you know, almost 40 years later, I had my first match February 24th, 1978. And it's almost been 40 years. I can't believe it's been that long.